Hello and welcome to the 2024 NCAA Baseball Division II Selection Show. My name is Jeremiah Johnson. Before we get started, happy Mother's Day to all the baseball moms watching tonight. You are one of the biggest reasons so many of these players are in the position to see their school announced on a show like this. 56 schools will participate, all with the goal of being one of the 8 to advance to Cary, North Carolina, and the USA Baseball National Training Complex June 1st through the 8th. Now, 22 conferences will receive automatic qualification into the 2024 championship. The remaining 34 spots in this field are at-large selections. All regionals are double elimination tournaments and will be played May 16th through the 19th. The regional winners will advance to the best of 3 super regional competition May 24th through the 25th. Those super regional winners are able to pack their bags for an early June trip to North Carolina. We're going to go through each region 2 at a time, and we will start in the Atlantic region. The number 1 seed and a host is 43-7 West Chester, the PSAC champions for the first time since 2016, thanks to a thrilling 12-11 victory over East Stroudsburg Saturday. Simple message on the school's social media account after the win: undisputed and not done yet. The championship is one to savor. The 9th conference title for the Golden Rams, the first for head coach Mike LaRosa at his alma mater. Anthony Bacchio, second in the country in on-base percentage. West Chester won 2 national championships in 2012 and 2017. The 4th seed is Charleston, West Virginia. 5th trip to the NCAA tournament for the Golden Eagles. The Mountain East Conference automatic qualifier after defeating West Virginia State 17-4 on Sunday. Should be a highly competitive first game Thursday against the 5 seed Indiana, Pennsylvania. The Hawks have to be flying high right now, celebrating a first NCAA appearance since 1990. Congratulations to Coach Steve Klein. Brady Yard leads the way at the plate with a .339 average and .963 OPS. Moving on to Atlantic Regional 2, at the bottom of your screen, you see the 2 seed and a host, East Stroudsburg, an at-large selection despite falling in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference Championship by 1 run to West Chester. They trailed 12-4, got within 1 run, but could not get all the way back on Saturday. Still, the Warriors are in. They're led by sophomore Shanley Wall, hitting .409 with a 1.052 OPS. Jack Rothenhausler leads the team with 49 runs batted in, 11 shutouts for this pitching staff, second most in the country. Brent Francisco, the top whip in Division II at .77. Now their matchup is against the 7th seed Frostburg State. The Bobcats in at-large after falling in the MEC tournament over the weekend. Ethan Keipel boasts a 1.251 OPS with 17 home runs. The Atlantic 3 seed is Millersville, the 2016 national runner-up, 11th consecutive NCAA appearance. Millersville reached number 1 in the most recent Atlantic rankings, but falling a little bit down the stretch, having lost 5 straight. But do not count this team out. They ranked 6th in the country in earned run average and 13th in hits allowed per 9 innings. Alex Mycutt and Carson Kaluna each have 9 wins on the mound for the Millersville Marauders. Millersville meets the 6th seed Seton Hill, 2nd consecutive PSAC West Division title. Congratulations to head coach Mark Marizaldi, named the league's Coach of the Year. Earlier this year, the veteran skipper picked up his 700th career victory. Defense is key for this team, 3rd in the country in fielding percentage. We move on now to the Central region, where 8 teams will participate, 4 in each regional. Central number 1 is hosted by the number 1 seed, Central Missouri. 2-time national champions in the field for the 34th time in program history. 113 home runs this season, most in Division II. You cannot overlook anyone in this lineup. 8 different Central Missouri players have at least 9 home runs this season. And on the mound, Connor Wolf, perfect record, 11-0 entering the NCAA tournament. 2nd in the American Baseball Coaches Association poll for most of the season. The best fielding percentage in all of Division II. Central Missouri, absolutely a team to watch over the next few weeks. They begin double elimination play against the region's 8 seed, 36-18 Minnesota State. No doubt a nervous day turning in tonight for the Mavericks, but a name we're used to seeing in this tournament. It is their 41st appearance. Only Florida Southern has more. Minnesota State lost in the NSIC title game to the 4th seed in this regional, Augustana, South Dakota, the 2018 national champions in the tournament for the 8th time. Not easy to score on this team. 12 shutouts for the pitching staff, most in Division II. The conference's player of the year, Jack Hines, was great when the Vikings needed him most, earning NSIC Tournament Most Valuable Player honors. Thursday, they'll face the 5 seed in the Central, 36-15, Central Oklahoma. 10th NCAA appearance, first since 2018. Caleb Glass is hitting .355, while Carson Carpenter has an OPS of 1.125. In Central Regional 2, towards the bottom of your screen, we first show you the host. A 2 seed, Missouri Southern State, number 2 in the most recent Central Region rankings, but the automatic qualifier representing the MIAA after an 18-16 win against Central Missouri. This battle of the 2 best teams in the conference and the region went to the Lions thanks to amazing offense. 7 doubles, 3 home runs in the title game, and during the conference postseason play, the Lions scored 57 runs in 5 games, averaging more than 11 per contest. Will Doherty hit .538 in the tournament. They'll match up with a 7 seed, Harding, 35-17. The Bison's happy to get one of those at-large spots in the region after falling to Arkansas Tech on Saturday. Despite that loss, Maddox Long, Davis Welch, and Colton Doyle named to the all-tournament team. Colin Helms is hitting .344 on the season with a .648 slugging percentage. Harding's only other appearance, 2011. I think I can hear the celebration taking place in Searcy, Arkansas right now. The 3 seed in the Central is Arkansas Tech. Now, despite dropping an 8-5 decision to Arkansas Monticello on Saturday in the Great American Conference Tournament, the Wonder Boys are in a regional for the 2nd straight year, 3rd in the last 4. Shout out to Mason Willis, pitching a complete game and a win that forced the, if necessary, title game over the weekend. Can you say rematch? The 6th seed is Arkansas Monticello. The Boll Weevils here after beating the Wonder Boys of Arkansas Tech in that game I just mentioned. UAM claimed both the regular season and tournament titles, their first regular season crown since 2019, tournament crown since 2017. Shout out to Jazz Poppy, the GAC tournament MVP. That should be a juicy matchup this weekend, the 3 versus the 6. 7 teams will play in 2 different East regionals. The benefit of the number 1 seed, you get to host and only have to knock out 2 other teams. The number 1 seed in the East is Southern New Hampshire. 12th consecutive NCAA appearance. A great first season as head coach for Chris Schenk, earning the Northeast 10 Conference Coach of the Year award after leading the Penmen to a 7th consecutive Northeast 10 Northeast Division crown. Austin Trumpauer and Parker Lendrum do most of the heavy lifting on the mound. They have a combined record of 15-4 with 144 innings pitched. The East 4 seed, 32-15, Jefferson, an at-large after falling in the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference Championship against Post. They got there, though, thanks to a complete game gem from Tyler Bem. This NCAA trip, a long time coming for the Rams. Their last trip back in 1990. Josh Lopez, 20 home runs, 58 runs batted in. Joshua Lopez, another 52 RBI. These guys are key to that Jefferson offensive attack. The East 5 seed is Franklin Pierce. No surprise to see the Ravens in this event for the 6th consecutive season, 6th in the most recent East region rankings. Over in the other East Regional, East number 2 is hosted by 2 seed Malloy. The Lions were 3rd in the most recent East rankings. They did not need to sweat out this show. They knew they were in as the East Coast Conference champions for the 3rd time in 4 years. Ryan Hines pitched 7 scoreless innings in the title game. J.J. DeVito named the tournament most valuable player. On Thursday, they'll take on a 7 seed New Haven, 31st NCAA appearance, first since 2018. The Chargers beat Franklin Pierce twice on the Ravens' home field to clinch this spot in the East Regional. Michael Gaddy got the save in the clincher. He was named the most valuable player of the conference tournament, while Sean Callahan and Matt McIntyre earned spots on the all-tournament team. The 3rd-seeded Post Eagles are in automatic qualification by winning their first CACC title. Justin Rivera's ninth inning single was the game winner, sending Post to this NCAA tournament for the first time ever. Eagles, you can celebrate. With 189 career hits after today, Michael Pavlicek is 4 hits away from breaking the school record, but right behind him is Jimmy Brennan. He's 12 hits away from that same record. We'll see how they fare this weekend. Our final East school to recognize is a 6 seed. It's Goldie Beacom. 3rd NCAA appearance. The Lightning ranked 4th in the latest East Region rankings with a resume that includes 2 wins against Jefferson, 2 against Post, 3 over Deauville, and 2 against Queens, New York. Congratulations to those teams that are in the East. We move on to the Midwest. No surprise to see the team with the number 1 next to their name and host of this first regional. It is Saginaw Valley, 39-14, the top seed in the most recent Midwest rankings. Saginaw Valley is in the field for the 5th time, but the first since 2007. Hayden Jetzak leads the country in batting average as a team. Saginaw Valley 6th in all of Division II in hitting for average. They'll await the winner of that 4-5 game. The 4th seed in the Midwest is Ashland. Despite falling in the Great Midwest Conference Tournament, 40 wins were enough to get them this spot in the Midwest Regional. Jeremiah Cangelosi enters the NCAA tournament with a 5-game hit streak. Hits in 9 of his last 10. Marshall Leishman, 9-0 on the mound, while Cam Scott is 7-0. That is quite a 1-2 punch. The Eagles soar into the NCAA tournament for the 20th time. The 3rd team that will compete this weekend at Saginaw Valley, the 5 seed, is Northwood. The Timberwolves were a 5 seed in the Midwest in 2023, 5th in the most recent rankings regionally this season, and here in the 2024 NCAA tournament, yes, they're a 5 seed. Moving on to Midwest Regional 2. Say hello to UIndy. The Greyhounds earning the 2 seed and hosting responsibilities. UIndy was a 7 seed in the Midwest last season, and they made it all the way to Cary, North Carolina. This year, not much selection day drama as UIndy was number 2 in the most recent Midwest rankings. The only question was whether they would get to host this weekend, and yes, they do. Al Reddy named the GLVC Coach of the Year. Pitchers Diego Cardenas and E.J. White were named first team all-conference. Easton Good and Cole Hampton each have an OPS over 1. The Greyhounds are in for the 17th time in program history. The 7th seed they will try to defeat Thursday is Trevecca Nazarene. The 5th time in for the Trojans. The Great Midwest Athletic Conference tournament title, the clincher, was a 14-9 victory over Tiffin this past weekend. The Midwest number 3 seed is Maryville, Missouri. The Saints defeated upstart Lewis in the GLVC Championship Sunday. 22 home runs for Elias Stevens, 132 total bases entering play on Sunday. In 2023, Maryville made this tournament for the first time in program history. Now they've made it back-to-back. And the final team to recognize from the Midwest, headed to UIndy this weekend, is the 6th seed Grand Valley State. 18th NCAA appearance here after prevailing in the GLIAC tournament over the weekend. The Lakers' 12th GLIAC tournament title, the first since 2016, and the 21st GLIAC championship in program history. Time to dig into the highly competitive South Regionals. South number 1, hosted by number 1 seed, 41-7, Tampa. Number 1 in the American Baseball Coaches Association poll. This is Tampa's 38th appearance, 3rd most in Division II. This pitching staff is dominant. They lead the country in earned run average. During a doubleheader sweep of St. Leo last weekend, E.J. Cumbo broke the Division II record for hits in a career, and he did it in style. Record breaker was an 8th inning home run that drew a standing ovation from the home crowd. 73 hits this season for E.J. 8 times Tampa has won the national championship, the last coming in 2019. Tampa has scored 499 runs in 50 games this season. A challenging way for 8 seed Savannah State to start things off against Tampa, the AQ out of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. This is a day and moment, though, to savor as Savannah State is in for just the 2nd time in program history, the other coming back in 1999. The Tigers fell to Edwards Waters in the SIAC title game, but that school's not yet eligible for postseason play. Thus, Coach Carlton Hardy's team is in the field. The South 4 seed is 37-16 Lee. 3rd straight NCAA appearance for Lee, 3rd time in the tournament, so this program is on quite a run of late. Jack Nedrow leads the way on the mound. He is 11-0 with a 2.68 earned run average and a unanimous selection for the Gulf South Conference Pitcher of the Year. 85 hits this season for Cam Sudo, 16 of them home runs. The 5 seed in the South is AUM, 5th in the most recent South rankings. This is Auburn University Montgomery's 25th season with 30 or more wins, advancing to the third day of the 2024 Gulf South Conference Tournament for the first time in school history. Casey Clark, an OPS of 991 with a team leading 51 runs batted in. Congratulations to AUM. South 2, hosted by 2 seed St. Leo, the second NCAA regional appearance in 3 years, but also just the second since 2001. So a nice run of late for St. Leo. Kalen Moss, an OPS of 1.105 with a team leading 55 hits and 99 total bases. Congratulations to a host school, St. Leo. The 7th seed belongs to West Florida. 10th time in this tournament, back-to-back Gulf South Conference automatic qualifier. The 2011 national champions, Darian McDowell, is hitting .417 with a 1.389 OPS. South 3 seed belongs to Embry-Riddle, in for the second time in program history. The other coming in 2019. Chase Bruno leads the way at the plate, a .401 batting average and .944 OPS. Embry-Riddle will match up against the South 6 seed Delta State, runner-up in the Gulf South Conference Tournament to West Florida, but earning this spot in the NCAA Tournament for the 35th time in program history. Dylan Coleman hitting .387 with a 1.111 OPS for the Statesmen. In the South Central, the number 1 seed is Lubbock Christian, champions of the Lone Star Conference Tournament after a 10-8 win against Texas Permian Basin. Jacob Gutierrez leads the team with a .430 batting average and a 1.326 OPS. And how about the run-scoring machine, Carson Ogilvy, the Lone Star Conference Player of the Year, 82 runs scored. Carson also was 5 for 5 at the plate in a Lone Star championship game. Lubbock Christian, 41-14, and a host in South Central Regional number 1. The 4 seed is Regis, Colorado. The Rangers, 5th in the most recent South Central rankings. It will mark just the 3rd time in program history Regis baseball has played in a regional, first since they won the RMAC tournament back in 2012. 3 Regis players named first team all-conference: Adam Panigua, Ethan Sloan, and Maxim Fullerton. The 5 seed here, traveling to Lubbock Christian to play Regis, is Texas Permian Basin. Only one other NCAA baseball appearance. That came back in 2009, so worth celebrating this one in 2024. The South Central 2 seed and host this weekend, Colorado Mesa. The headline on the school's baseball page said, "Make it 22." Yes, a 22nd Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference tournament title has the Mavericks in the field. The Mesa pitching staff combined to strike out 40 and walk only 6 in the conference tournament. This team can hit 3rd in the country in batting average. Robert Sharara ranks 2nd in the country in hits with 91 of them this season. They'll await the winner of the 3-6 game. The 3rd seed belongs to West Texas A&M, in for the 9th time in program history. West Texas A&M junior catcher Kyle Miklas named the Lone Star Conference Newcomer of the Year. He is one of 3 Buffs with batting averages over 400. Dylan Fesperman and Corey Schmidt are the other 2. A solid team, West Texas A&M. And the 6th seed in the South Central, none other than your defending national champions, Angelo State. The Rams defeated Rollins for the 2023 National Championship, and they'll get a chance to defend their title thanks to this at-large spot in the field. Trip Clark is the team's top hitter this season with a 1.314 OPS and 79 runs batted in. How about we check out the Southeast? 7 schools will compete. The top seed and the top-ranked team in the Southeast region, Catawba. Payne Stolesworth named the conference's Pitcher of the Year. Hayden Simerson named the conference Freshman of the Year. And Jim Gant, the conference's Coach of the Year. This is the league record 12th time he has received those honors. 40-14. Catawba is a host of that 3-team Southeast 1 regional. UNC Pembroke has a 4 next to their name. The Conference Carolina's automatic qualifier. Joey Rezick named Tournament Most Valuable Player after a 10-0 win against Belmont Abbey. As a team, they broke the single-season home run record with 83. The previous school record was 72, set back in 2015. 42 wins, currently second in program history, trailing only the 2011 team that finished with 44. Head coach Paul O'Neill picked up his 750th career victory earlier this season. The 5 seed is 39-13 Young Harris, the Mountain Lions. For the second time in program history, the other appearance was in 2022. Stephen Wagoner was named the Conference Carolinas Baseball Coach of the Year. The other Southeast bracket consists of 4 teams, double elimination event held at 2 seed North Greenville. They fell in the Conference Carolinas tournament, but still definitely worthy of this at-large selection and seed. You see the record, 41-12. This team brings some power to the plate. 72 home runs on the season. David Lewis, Conference Carolinas Player of the Year, tied for most in the country with 22 home runs. Reese Fields is 11-3 on the mound with a .95 whip. 34-20, Georgia College is the 7th seed in the Southeast. Peach Belt Conference automatic qualifier, 5th postseason title, the first since 2018. A walk-off winner for Matthew Mabane, a 5-4 win against Flagler. The Bobcats enter the tournament with 6 straight wins. This is their 15th appearance in the tournament. The 3 seed goes to Mount Olive, the Trojans' 20th appearance in the NCAA tournament, the 2008 national champions. Vito Paterno leads the Trojans with a 1.019 OPS, 108 total bases. He and Eric Johnson, first-team all-conference players. Congratulations to Mount Olive. Now, our final Southeast school to show you is Wingate. What a run in the South Atlantic Conference tournament. They dropped their first game to Newberry 18-6 and went on to respond with 6 consecutive wins, including a sweep of Lincoln Memorial to lock in this spot in the Southeast region and the NCAA tournament. It's the 8th conference tournament title for the Bulldogs. Sean Barnett named the tournament most valuable player. 2 more regional hosts to recognize. They will be in the West region, where each of the regionals are 3-team affairs. West number 1 seed, 39-10 Point Loma, making its 3rd straight NCAA West regional appearance and 6th overall. The D2 national runner-up in 2022, Carroll B. Land Stadium, home of America's most scenic ballpark. Scott Anderson was named the Pac-West Player of the Year after setting program records this season for career hits and runs scored. Starting pitcher Dylan Miller was named the Pac-West Co-Pitcher of the Year, earned all Pac-West honors for a 4th consecutive season. James Sashin leads Division II in saves, so it should be a great weekend at Point Loma. West number 4 seed Cal Poly Pomona will visit. Caleb Reyes named the CCAA Pitcher of the Year for the 2nd season in a row. Johnny Pappas, Jack Sanders, and Reese Stevens also named all-conference first team. Their Thursday foe is the 5 seed out west, Cal State San Marcos. First NCAA appearance. They were the 2 seed in their first ever appearance in the CCAA tournament. They did not win there, but this historic season will continue. Garrett Tunison, Conference Player of the Year, and head coach Jose Garcia named the league's Coach of the Year. What a day, what a moment as Cal State San Marcos is in the NCAA Division II tournament. The final 3-team bracket to show you, West number 2 will be hosted by Cal State Monterey Bay. A wild celebration on the diamond following the CCAA championship on Saturday. Repeat was sweet for Cal State Monterey, but the way they did it even better. A 5-run 9th inning earns the Otters this AQ spot in the field. Nico Hardigo with the go-ahead RBI after his team was down to its last strike in the top of the 9th. The rally came a game after they trailed 3-0 in the 9th inning against Cal Poly Pomona. The Cardiac Kids rallied to win that one in 10 innings. The 3 seed here is Northwest Nazarene, 3rd time in program history. Here thanks to an AQ clinching win against Western Oregon in the Great Northwest Conference title game. The 36 victories now, the program record for most wins in a season. And then went on Saturday, the 500th in the head coaching career of Joe Schaefer. And the final school to show you, the 6th seed in the West Regional, San Francisco State. 7th NCAA appearance, but first, since 1995. Worth the wait on this show and worth the wait overall. Great to see your name in this field of the Division II Baseball National Tournament. So there you have it. All regionals begin this weekend. They are all double elimination. The regional winners will advance to the best of three Super Regionals, May 24th through the 25th. Super Regional winners will advance to the double elimination championship finals June 1st through the 8th at the USA Baseball National Training Complex in Cary, North Carolina. The finals will be hosted by the University of Mount Olive and also the city of Cary. For more information regarding the NCAA Division II Baseball Championship, log on to NCAA.com. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and best of luck to all the student athletes competing in this year's tournament.
If you're not here for Fandom 101, you're in the wrong class. Here, we learn the fundamentals of fanology, the basics of bringing the noise, and the physics of bringing it out. Your path to fan mastery begins here. It's all part of the curriculum. The NCAA Championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.